Good morning and welcome to our second day on the new plot. And no, your eyes do not deceive you. I am wearing sunglasses because it's bloody sunny. It's the beginning of November. The last few days have been crappy, horrible, misty, foggy, wet weather. And today looked very much the same until about an hour ago. And now the sun's all out and it's absolutely glorious. A little bit warm in the big jacket, but that's so nice on a Sunday. Get our asses down here and see what we can do. Dan has done loads of clearing. We're in a really good place. We can see where the beds are now and where we're going to put beds that need to have beds put, and where we're going to sort of do stuff together. It's going to be great. We're going to grow some bits and bobs together and have our own beds as well. Today we're actually going to do some allotmenteering. I have got a couple of beds to make up, which Rachel bought for me. That's my other half. They're cool industrial style beds. And then we're going to put some garlic in, which is wicked. And I'm hopefully going to clear a bed out and put some rhubarb in as well. So we'll show you how that sort of process goes. It might be a cheeky little bit too late for rhubarb, but I'm going to give it a go anyway, because they were like £3 in the garden centre. So we're going to give it a whirl, as it were. So straight off, we shall give you a little tour and show you what Dan's been up to, and then we're going to make a move and make the most of this lovely weather. As you can see, if you go back to our last video, we've cleared a load. We did clear a load on that Tuesday. Dan's been down a couple of times as well and done a load of clearing. The greenhouse and that water butt have gone, which is good, and there was some stuff in there which it looks like it's been left for us to use, which is lovely. All along here is covered, except this little bit here, which I think is also covered. It just has grass on top of it, and that's all absolutely begging to be used. So we're thinking we're going to have a bunch of raspberries somewhere along here. We're going to do some potatoes, and we're going to do something else. We're not sure yet. We got this raised bed down here, which is, it's seen better days, let's be honest, eh? She's a bit of an old girl of a raised bed, but I reckon we can use her. And then we've got a space here where I've got a couple of raised beds to bring down in the week. I reckon they can go nicely there. Here we've got good space. I might put them here actually. Nice space here. And then we've got one bed here, another bed here which Dan has cleared out and looks fantastic, another bed here, and these three where the cabbages were. I think I'm going to try clearing this one out today and going to get a couple of rhubarb in there, sort of one in each corner so they can grow out. So we've got a little bit ahead, a little bit of work to do, but it's a lovely day and I'm going to reward myself with a nice creamy pint after. And here, up here, you can see we've got a mailbox. Ooh, that made a lot of noise. My mate gave me this and I was going to put it up in the old allotment and I didn't, but it's going to go up. I think Dan might have a go at that later probably. He likes that sort of thing. And we've got some industrial style raised beds to build and put up, and that's where I'm going to put the garlic. So we are, without further ado, going to make a move for it. Time for a little update. Rachel has been hard at work. We have a aluminium industrial looking beds that the garlic's going to go into. We've bought 160 litres of compost from our site shop, and I'm now going to put some, I'm going to clear this bed here, I think. I'm going to clear this one here and put some rhubarb. I think that's the order of the day. Lots more cleared here. Keep finding these sort of tile things underneath, which has obviously been put there by the previous plot owner to suppress the grass and stuff and something to walk on. Good idea, might copy it. So yes, lots more cleared again. we've got more work done in this first week, and it looks so much better than sadly the old plot ever did. So this one is your before, and we'll have a little after later on the rhubarb going in. So I'll show you the bed that we've just done in a moment, where these two little puppies are going to be living. Now, I did try rhubarb on the last plot, and it's supposed to be the easiest thing in the world to grow, and I somehow managed to balls it up. I got these the other day. I think it might be a little late to put them in, but they were on sale, so we got them, and we'll see. This is rhubarb. I've got a red champagne, and I've got a, I'm going to say, Timperley Early. If that's how you say it, I'm sorry if it's wrong. Now, this has been cut from a crown. What happens is a crown grows and you cut it off and you plant it in. This one's easy to see. It's got a leaf at the top, so you put the bum end in first, and then you've got that. This one, not quite so obvious. I'm going to assume that that is the top end. These look a lot more rooty. And we're going to put those in now. And the thing with rhubarb is I'm going to plant this now, and hopefully it will grow next year. However, we do not cut it next year. We let it grow and we let it die back. That feeds the roots and makes a stronger plant for the next year. Okay? So, as tempting as it will be to take the rhubarb, you leave it because you'll have it for longer going forward. And as it grows, you'll be able to cut off part of the crown and replant it. So I'm going to put these in that bed that I showed you a moment ago. And then hopefully in a couple of years I can cut some off and we can have more in there. So I'll show you the bed that we did. A moment ago it was sort of full of a lot of stuff. Now I was going to put new soil in it, but I cleared it all out, and actually the soil looks really nice in there. So we're going to go in and we're just going to plonk it in there. I might fleece it up. It's still fairly warm at the moment, so we might get away with it. So let's plonk it in, shall we? Plonk? We could plonk it in even. Right, so I haven't got labels yet, so I'm going to look back to this video to remember where we're going. So this, we're going to put the Timperley Early in. So it doesn't have to go very deep. So if we just give ourselves a little hole here, sort of like that, I reckon, a little deeper. There we go. And we're going to build it up just around it. Now, you want the tip to be just popping out at top there. And I'm going to have to put something around it because I lost them last time and I couldn't bloody find them again, because that's how clever I was about it. As you can see, this bed is loads better than I thought it was going to be. There we go. We're in, maybe a little bit more around it. And the other one needs to be, it says about 90 centimetres away from there. So we shall scooch it up. And we shall pop the red champagne in around about here, I reckon. That's about 90 centimetres, I reckon. Oh, soil's softer here. This one has got a leaf poking out the top, so that makes it a lot easier for us. So in she goes. We'll just bring it up around her. There we go. Hopefully she will not disappear. A little bit more around her. That's going to give her time to spread around and move. Now, that looks like there's two tiny little bits of growing material in a bed. But rhubarb is going to grow, and it's going to grow massive. So there's two little bits here, but that will probably grow up to, well, they can grow up to sort of around about this sort of height. There's a lot of growth, so that bed will pretty much be full of rhubarb by the time we get to pluck it. But again, that's not going to be this year, but we will see it grow this year, so that'll be exciting. Next year, we're at the end of this year, so that is the very first thing that we have growing on our new plot. So I think that's a bit of a landmark, actually. That's very exciting. The sun is shining here in Birmingham. It's absolutely wonderful. We've got that bed in. It's now time for a cheeky cup of tea. I'm sorry if I got horrible swallowing noises there. I do have a microphone next to me. It's just beautiful to be down here today. It's absolutely wonderful. I do need to get something to hold my phone so I'm not sort of wobbling all the time, which I'll get in turn. So we're going to get some garlic in a minute. I'm going to clear this area down here, I'll show you, and we shall hopefully get the garlic in. I reckon we've probably got enough compost to fill both of these pots. I just want to clear the area so it's good to go really, and we'll do that, which I'll show you in a moment. But first, cheers. I'm just going to enjoy a brew. So the beds have got the compost in. That's 80 litres in each one. I know I've left a little bit of a gap at the top, but I learnt that last time because it actually provides a little bit of safety from the wind as they're growing when they're little tiny plants. I've put them in this one. We've got 3 varieties. Over here we've got some, whatever that's called, onto the left, and we've got some more on the right, which is a Garcua, should we say. So this one is a soft neck and this is a hard neck, and they provide different sort of tastes, and they're hardy or whatnot. They're different, so we're just gonna experiment with them. And here we're about to put these in, so I'll just show you how we go about garlic. Your trusty dibber, and you're gonna make a hole which is about 3 centimetres deep, and you're supposed to be about 10 centimetres apart. And you're going to grab your garlic, which you've broken up from the bulb, and you got a little tough end and a soft end. Now you know that from cooking with your garlic at home, and they literally go into the hole about 3 centimetres deep, and you just cover them over, and that's it. These need to have cold weather, because if you don't have cold weather, then you just get one bulb of garlic. It's the cold weather that makes it go into cloves, as it were. So there you go. You learn something new every day. I'm going to continue to put these in. We'll have 2 planters, and we'll have the rhubarb in as well, and that is a good day at the allotment. So the final check-in. The garlic is in, and it is watered in the newly constructed beds, which I think are super cool. Now I've put cardboard underneath. If you are a keen gardener or new to gardening, you might be fully aware of the civil war that continues to rage between dig and no dig gardeners. I am sort of on the fence, and I like to do a bit of both, but the cardboard is underneath those because we've got very clayey soil here. Now what this is supposed to do is you put the cardboard down, you put everything on top, and then the worms come up through the soil, eat the cardboard, then take that back down into the ground, and that stops soil erosion and also gives you better ground and better soil on your plot. Now that might cause some chaos in the comments, but I'm fine with it. I'm on the fence. I'm sort of Switzerland in this war, so no dramas. This is the smelliest compost in the world. Dan's come down, and he's already turned over these 2 beds. And this is the one that I did earlier, and you would have remembered that these 2 were very overgrown with the remnants of some cabbage in there and that sort of thing. Daniel has now done those. This here smells like hell, which I'm assuming is a good thing in gardening. Smelly things are usually okay and usually good for you. Dan's about to put some garlic in there, but as you can see, generally a whole lot better. So that's it. We'll go for a little sign off, and that's our day. So the sun is desperately disappearing and the temperature is plummeting, so it's never far away. But we've done about 3.5 hours on the plot today. We've got loads done. We've got the rhubarb in, we've got the garlic in, and Daniel is just now putting the smelliest manure that I've ever encountered onto his bed, and he's going to put some garlic in there as well, and he's put some spuds in. Whether they're going to work or not will be a mystery for a time being. We shall find out. But that, has been a very sort of productive day, and for the most of it we had really nice weather. So I think I might go and reward myself with a cheeky pint. I think that's probably earned, isn't it? So until next time, take care. Ta-ra.